Relationships that build wealth, create opportunities, the right solutions. That's what we do at J&N Fund Managers.
We're in pursuit of your financial security.
Portfolio and investment management services for individuals and corporate clients, from wealth building and risk management to preparing for a comfortable retirement. Strong, stable, secure.
We're in pursuit of your success.
Let's talk. J&N Fund Managers, your safer, smarter financial partner.
Well, it's that time indeed, that time of the week, that time of the day, that time of the morning where we continue our conversation. We've got Haley Crossdale and Peter Gay Miller on our weekly program, Your Goals Realized. And if you were with us last week, you'll be looking forward to the conclusion of what are the top 3 financial decisions you'll make in 2016? Good morning, Haley. Good morning, Peter Gay.
Good morning, Nadine, and good morning to our listeners. Now, Haley and I, we are ready to pick up right where we left off last week. Mm-hmm. Now, as you said, Nadine, our listeners, you'll recall that our topic was prompted by the responses that we saw based on a U.S. survey. Mm-hmm. I wonder what the results would be if it was a similar survey conducted here in Jamaica. Nadine, what do you think? No, I suspect that they'd be very close. Most serious-minded investors around the world, our key concerns are normally saving more, spending less, and paying off debt.
Mm-hmm. All right, and of course, it's for good reasons. I imagine, Peter Gay, by listening to this series, our listeners would understand the importance of each of those areas.
Exactly.
Saving more, spending less,
paying off debt.
Especially paying off debt.
Exactly. Now, often these goals are set by us ourselves, and we want to put away as much as we can for the future, for use later on. And we want to spend less on items that we neither need nor really want. We spoke about that again. We also want to reduce our debts and enter into new debts with careful planning. So, last week we weren't able to go through all the points we wanted to make about these plans for 2016. However, Haley is going to conclude for us this week.
Awesome, Nadine. Good morning, listeners, and good morning, Nadine. Now, can you imagine, Nadine, we're in the 3rd week of already. The year soon finish.
Wow.
So 1 month into the new year and 1 month further along the path towards financial success that we'll take in 2016. You remember those SMART goals, those SMART. Our plans need to be time-bound, and remember that's what the T in our SMART stands for. So the fact that February is just around the corner, which is like next week, right? It means that if we haven't yet started, we need to begin reviewing the financial journey that we will take this year. And as always, the JNFM team, we try to keep it as real as possible. So we will now continue with the practical, doable activities that we started to look at last week. So last week, Peter Gay spoke to us on the following: looking back on the past decisions that we've made, how you handle your risk, your lifestyle, how you manage debt, and also creating that emergency fund. Now, this week we're going to look at making saving automatic. Funnel your money or channel your money into savings before you do anything else. Remember, pay yourself first. Whether by salary reduction, or from your place of employment, or the first transaction you do once you receive income. It's kind of easier to do it through salary reduction, because once you get it in your hand, you're going to forget that you need to pay yourself. So once it had come out before, you're good to go. So the salary reduction is a better option. Many banks will also offer an option to set up an automatic transfer from one account to another. But try to set it up on the same day as a payday, that you don't set it up another day after that you'd have spent out the money on payday and then you don't have anything to transfer, or the day after. That's correct. Well, some persons, their salary is finished before they get it. All right. Next one, we're going to consider an appropriate mix of investments. Now, having a portfolio helps an investor protect against significant losses by diversifying your risk, and it also increases the return on your portfolio. Now, we need to be careful in investing heavily on an individual stock because we know with stock markets they can go up as well as they can go down. Now, one of the most important ways to lessen the risks of investing is again by diversifying the investment. So don't put all your eggs in one basket. And with the help of a financial advisor, like myself and Peter Gay, you will be able to consider or choose the right mix for your investments. You also need to plan a balance between your short-term goals and your long-term goals. As important as it is to keep an eye on the future and your longer-term goals, you also want to be happy today also, because remember, tomorrow is not promised to anyone. So we need to develop a plan that helps you to live as happy as you can your life today, next month, and also into the future. Another advice, we're going to take advantage of free money from our employer. That is, many employer-sponsored retirement plans. The employer will match some or all of your contributions. So make sure that you take advantage of this quote-unquote free money for your retirement savings by contributing the maximum amount you can afford within the guidelines of the plan. Remember, if you're not also part of a formal retirement plan, there are also individual retirement schemes that you can be a part of, because remember, we always stress that from the day you start to work, you should start saving for retirement. Avoid circumstances that can lead to fraud. Now, there are some scam artists, they're all over the place trying to find creative and unique ways to lure potential investors with sometimes higher rates of return. And they'll make their opportunities sound more legitimate than what the formal institutions are offering. Sometimes it's always too good to be true. So always take your time and talk to trusted friends and family members before investing, and always do your necessary research. And as always, the JNFM team stands ready to assist in this regard. Last one, be healthy and be happy. Yes. We make the best decisions when we are feeling healthy and happy. So get enough sleep, eat well, and practice mindfulness. And you'll be well on your way to making better decisions financially and also beyond. And it is possible to buy things, that will make you happy. But we need to make sure that we're buying the right things.
Right. That's
remember
true.
our sessions before, we spoke about wants versus our needs. So we need to remember the difference and know the difference and ensure that these won't derail our financial goals.
Indeed. I like that. Those timely reminders that we need to be practical, Haley. Thank you. And at times we're tempted to keep our discussions up in the air and they sound great, but when we check them out, they're neither specific nor are they achievable.
Exactly, Nadine. And shifts in the market and in the economy and even in our lives should keep us on our toes. We want to keep alert. We want to keep recognizing that we need to play an active role in our financial future. We make the best decisions for ourselves. We have no excuse, Nadine. Information is all around us and it's easily available. But, as Haley said, we need to ensure that the sources we turn to information for are credible, right? We have to be careful. So let me toot the horn of my team members at JN Fund Managers Limited, because the financial information we have for you is credible. We're reliable. We're easy to talk to.
Yes, they're nice people.
We are ready to we're ready to speak with experienced or even new investors, whether individuals, families, social groups, schools, companies, and so on. We'll do presentations. We'll come to you. We just spoke about the areas of financial planning that you should be looking at this year. But come talk to us about them. We're happy to help you. Our email address is jnfundmanagers@jnbs.com, and our text number is 504-1719. That's 504-1719. And you may also contact us by way of our website. Of course, as usual, today's program will be uploaded to our Facebook page and YouTube later on today. As we wished you last week, we say good health, happiness and prosperity to all our listeners and to you, Nadine.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies. Haley and Peter Gay, thank you very much for sharing. And of course, you have been listening to the program Your Goals Realized, brought to you by JN Fund Managers Limited. Listen again next week for another program in the series.
Relationships that build wealth, create opportunities, the right solutions. That's what we do at JN Fund Managers.
We're in pursuit of your financial security.
Portfolio and investment management services for individuals and corporate clients, from wealth building and risk management to preparing for a comfortable retirement. Strong, stable, secure.
We're in pursuit of your success.
Let's talk. JN Fund Managers, your safer, smarter financial partner.